Hello. For this video, we're going to talk about how I stay fit as a dad with ADHD. I have 3 kids. I work full-time. My wife also works full-time. Okay, we're going to break down my blueprint on how to stay fit. So with ADHD, fitness can seem like your motivation comes in waves, routines always fall apart. You start strong and then you forget what you're doing by like the 3rd day. There's lots of chaos in life. Work is draining your battery. And our ADHD turns the small obstacles into massive roadblocks. But truth is, we can stay fit during this season, okay? You just gotta find the right system that matches your brain. The truth is, you can stay fit with ADHD. Again, it's finding the correct systems that match your brain. Okay, so you're working for it and not fighting it. In this video, we're gonna go over habits I use to stay fit, show some science behind it. I'm gonna give you examples, real life examples, mistakes I've made, and I'll add other habits too, bonus habits that have also helped as well. This is the video that I wish I had over a decade ago. Part 1, understanding ADHD and fitness. Our ADHD brains, our brains and bodies, we need movement. Not just want, prefer, we need it. Why is this? Because ADHD isn't a focus problem, it's a regulation problem. Dopamine, energy, emotion, impulses, mood, motivation, and sleep, and stress. These systems become naturally unbalanced with ADHD, and movement brings them back into balance. Key scientific reasons why ADHD people need movement. Exercise increases dopamine levels similar to our stimulation medicine, okay? Movement regulates cortisol, which is our stress hormone, activates a calming mind. Strength training boosts norepinephrine, which is your alertness, and cardio increases BDNF, which is your brain growth protein. Movement helps you transition between these tasks. So, personal story for me, I've been into CrossFit for about 8 years, 6-7 years. And I was only going to a CrossFit gym. This was before we had kids, so I was only going to the CrossFit box, okay? And I was calculating the number of workouts I did per year. I think in 2017, it was like 145. 2018 was 168. But in 2019, I was able to do 230 workouts in one year. And the reason I was able to do it is because we moved from a townhouse into a single family house, and I was able to build a garage gym. And finding something accessible like the garage gym really helped me with my consistency more than anything in my life. And the more working out I did that year and now, the better I felt, okay? Besides being sore, but I got the cold plunge now. What is actually step 1, okay? It is walking, okay? Start walking between 8 and 10,000 steps per day. So science and everybody's heard that like 10,000 steps is like the golden number, but that was only a marketing ploy to like sell pedometers like in the early 80s or 50s or something like that. But the actual science is we need to get between 8 and 10,000 steps per day. Walking is awesome and is a great foundation because you don't need a gym, you don't need supplements, and you don't need that much motivation. Even if you just walk down the block, take a walk during your lunch break, Okay? Why steps help people with ADHD? It's a low effort, low friction, don't really have to plan. Again, can go at like any time at work. Predictable dopamine, breaks up and overwhelms paralysis by analysis, can clear the mental fog, improves transitions, and doesn't feel like a workout, so you're not going to generally avoid it. So personally for me, every morning I wake up, I would say 95% of the mornings, okay, maybe some weekend days I might take off, I walk my dog 2 miles, okay, every morning. It's ends up around like 3,800 steps, sometimes 4,000 steps. The first thing I do when I wake up. And then I jump in my cold plunge, and then I dry off and get ready for work. And that is the habit stacking I've developed that works for me. Okay? Strategies that can help with walking. Okay, like I said, I go early in the morning, so make it one of the first things you do in your day. You can anchor it to another habit. Like I said, I like to cold plunge after I walk. And then if it's the weekend, I'll make myself a London fog tea. Okay? Track your steps. This can be done on tons of phones, tons of apps, or if you have a Garmin or Apple Watch. Okay? And don't get too mad at yourself if you only get 6,000 or 7,000 steps. Just try and increase your step count by 1,500 to 2,000 steps per week until you get to the right range. Don't underestimate just walking, okay? There's all the hype of, oh, I'm an ultra athlete, I do these crazy workouts, I do all these things. But walking is one of the best ways to feel healthy, and especially to help with your ADHD. Number 2, okay, working out. We've touched on this already, but this is where people tend to overcomplicate and overthink about what they're doing, okay? I like to do 3 different styles of training. So like I mentioned previously, I like doing CrossFit workouts. I enjoy also doing like bodybuilding, functional bodybuilding, it's called the program I follow, or running. This year I did a high rocks race with my wife. Just find something, a workout program that you enjoy and you'll continually do, and then stick to it. Okay? What works for me is not gonna work for you. It might work for you, but we don't know that, okay? Intensity workouts, why they can be good for ADHD, okay? Short high intensity bursts activate focus circuits. Strength training again increases dopamine and serotonin. Intense workouts are gonna boost your confidence, and it can be like an emotional reset button at the end of the day. So I'm gonna give an example of a workout that I did one time when I was not having the best day. I was having a super busy day. So one day in the garage gym, okay, let's get into the day. So the day was very long. I didn't get home until late. I picked up the kids. I ate dinner before, and I ended up working out at like 7 p.m. Okay, taking context, I generally go to bed at 8 p.m. I wake up at 4. Okay, I'm an early riser. But this day was scheduled to do Fran, which is like one of the most famous CrossFit workouts. And so, despite the bad day, I got out there with a headache and everything, and I did this workout, 21:59 of pull-ups and thrusters at 95 pounds, and I was able to do it and do a PR by a few minutes. Okay, personal record, the best I've ever done, by simply going through it. Tips to be successful, okay? Decide what workouts you're gonna do during the week. I like to write my workouts out in a week in advance so I know what I'm doing. And then you can adapt and you can change as you're going through. Bring your workout clothes with you to work or wherever you're gonna work out. change into them right away when you get home. Don't negotiate with yourself in the morning that, oh, I'm too tired, I feel this way, I feel that way, I'm not gonna get out and do it. Use music to enjoy working out even more too. You know, I get made fun of now. My Spotify age was 41, okay? Because I like the early 2000s alternative. As long as you can get your workouts consistent, that's the most important thing. That's how you build momentum. Third habit is eating clean, okay? I say eating clean 85% of the time, okay? We don't have to be 100% perfect in this. ADHD brains hate if blood sugar crashes, you have inconsistent meals, or highly processed things. Energy spikes and drops, okay? These make the ADHD symptoms worse, like irritability, lack of focus, cravings, overwhelmed, mood swings, sleep problems, brain fog. So, one of the few things that you want to avoid with ADHD, okay, I learned this rule pretty a long time ago, honestly, is if you can't read the ingredient, then don't eat the food. Okay, so if it is not a like potato, strawberry, beef, chicken, pepper, onion, okay, if you don't know what it is, don't eat it. For example, red dye 40. Food dyes are very not good for people with ADHD. They cause us to go off the rails. Also, high fructose corn syrup, okay? Avoid them like the plague. Each meal, you want to prioritize protein. This is like the newest, trendiest thing on the internet. Prioritize protein, yes. A thing you can do too, with the meals, with the ingredients that I just talked about, is make 5 ingredient meals. So like I said, so for lunch, for years, I've had potatoes, beef, peppers, onions, sometimes guacamole. Bam, 5 ingredients. Other thing that can help is avoiding alcohol and high caloric drinks. That's just mainly because they're not good for you. Okay, maybe in small doses they can be okay. Things we can do: keep the junk food out of sight. What is out of sight? Don't buy it. Don't even put it in the house. Makes it a whole lot easier to be successful than not. And again, we just want to get our habits to track what we actually want to be consistent. So for me, my personal example is every Sunday I meal prep, okay? So this can help to have leftovers. I also always get my snacks for work in advance. I like almonds, and dates are my snack that I like to eat. Try eating something if you know you're going to be going on like a road trip or something. Like, bring the healthy stuff with you if you don't know if there's any healthy options. Okay, now we're going to talk about, this is the bonus habit, okay, which is ADHD gold, okay, and that is tracking everything. Okay, ADHD brains need visibility, feedback, small wins, streaks, and progress you can see. When something is visible, it becomes real. When it's invisible, it doesn't exist. Okay? The things that I track monthly, the books I've read, miles I run, workouts, average steps, MMA classes I go to, my cold plunges, I even track those. What tools can you use to track? Okay, there's lots of these days, again, tons of apps. Have a Garmin. A Whoop band is probably one of the best trackers out there. Apple Watches, habit tracking apps. use whiteboards to track things. Okay, I started doing that a lot when I started the CrossFit thing. I bought lots of whiteboards to use. It gets easier also to accomplish and track things when you see like how good you do. Especially like I like to track per week or per month. If I average reading 2 books a month, then that's a pretty cool thing to know. When I have a bad month and I only read 1 book, or I have a great month and I read 6 books. Recognizing that I generally average 1 to 2 books a month, can help you be more successful. Again, with everything, we want to reduce the friction, which will increase action and increase visibility, which will increase your motivation. Okay, reducing friction increases action. The easier it is to do, the more you're going to do it. That's why having the garage gym is very important, right? Because it's easier to do it in my garage than go to the gym. I don't have to pay for it. I pay initially up front, but now I have all the equipment here. Having a Kindle, also very helpful. I can get reading it done no matter where I'm going. Having my Garmin watch so I can track my steps in walking around. Okay. Final recap. Okay. Again, we want to move daily. That's getting our steps in. Find an anchor of number of steps between 8 and 10,000 steps per day. Aim for that. We want to train and do workouts throughout the week. We want to eat clean and healthy so we can move through all of these things. And then tracking your workouts is very important. But we just touched on designing your environment, making it easy to accomplish these things. And one of the things you can do too is, with having a garage gym, every Sunday after church, I have friends that come over and work out with me. So it's like a social thing. I'm not just doing it on my own. I'm not stuck doing this thing. Okay? If you made it this far, I'm proud of you for making it through this far, this video. You don't need more motivation with ADHD. You just need the proper systems that fit your ADHD. So I would encourage you, start small, start today, and consistency builds the life you want. If you want any other help, like, subscribe. I'll put my Instagram. You can DM me on there if you need to.